In this sequence, we have multiple video clips and multiple audio tracks. When I click on a clip, you'll notice that both the video and the audio portions are selected together. This happens because linked selection is turned on, which keeps audio and video connected as a single unit. Now, if we want to select only the video or only the audio, then we need to turn off linked selection. After disabling it, we can select just the video or just the audio without affecting the other. This is very useful in situations where we want to edit only the visuals without affecting the sound or vice versa. Please note that linked selection is a global option, meaning if it is turned off, it affects all clips in the timeline, not just the selected one. Let's turn linked selection back on again. Sometimes we don't want to disable linked selection globally. We only want to temporarily select one part of a clip. To do that, we can hold the Alt or Option key, then click on either the video or the audio. This allows us to select individual components even while linked selection is still on. Using Alt/Option, we can freely select any video or audio segment without unlinking anything permanently. With this button, we can toggle track visibility. In large projects with many stacked video layers, sometimes the clip we need to work on is hidden under other tracks. By turning upper tracks off temporarily, we can easily access lower tracks without moving anything. This is extremely helpful when editing complex timelines such as multicam, graphics overlays, text layers, or heavy B-roll compositions. Next, we have track lock, when a track is locked. We cannot select, edit, delete, or move anything on that track. This is great when we want to protect something. For example, music, narration, voiceover, or final color-graded footage. If we want to delete or edit the video portion of this clip, but want to make sure the audio remains untouched, we simply lock the audio track and then perform our edit on the video. We can delete the video and audio remain untouched. Now, sometimes we want to disable a clip, meaning we don't want to see or render it, but we don't want to delete it either. In that case, select the clip, right-click, and uncheck Enable. The clip becomes disabled, will not playback, and will not render, but stays in the timeline for later use if needed. And if we want to enable the clip again, the process is the same. Just select the clip or multiple clips, right-click, and choose Enable. The clip becomes active again and will play and render normally. In audio tracks, we have mute and solo controls. Let's play the timeline. Right now, we are hearing music. If we want to silence a track, simply click mute. Now the audio on that track is invisible to playback, so we only hear the remaining layers. Now let's unmute it and play again.
This morning felt important. The colony in the blue hive.
If we want to hear only the narration, we can click solo on the narration track.
This morning felt important. The colony in the blue hive.
This mutes all other tracks automatically, letting us isolate just the voice. Let's turn off solo and play again.
This morning felt important. The colony in the blue hive.
Now we have all sound. Solo is extremely useful for sound mixing, dialogue editing, and balancing levels. Now, if we want to trim a clip, we can simply click the edge and drag to shorten or extend. Or, for more precise adjustments, click once on the clip. Hold Ctrl on Command key and use the left or right arrow keys to trim frame by frame. This gives us very fine control, which is helpful for syncing visuals to audio or matching action cuts. These tools are small but incredibly powerful, especially when working with larger projects that contain multiple video and audio layers. Once you learn how to manage your tracks correctly, you'll edit faster, stay organized, and avoid many common beginner mistakes with timing, sync, and sound.